Okay, so Saw 2. You know, I'm trying to think of how I can explain the Saw movie, like the sequels and stuff. I was thinking maybe it's like an anthology, but it's not really an anthology. Because it's like, I don't know. Think of it this way. It's sort of anthology, but it's not. Because each movie gives us a new story with some new characters, but still some old characters inserted in the back. In the background and like, here and there. With like... But each one is about a new kind of... Like, each trap in each movie is based off a different person, so you could say. This, like, the first trap had to do with Dr. Gordon, Adam and Dr. Gordon. This trap in the second film has to do with... I forgot to count. With Javier, Gus, Estes, what's his name? Jonas. That's right. Yeah. Javier, Gus, Jonas, the kid, the blonde, the dark haired girl, Amanda. And I think that's it. So 7 of them stuck in a house with a poisonous gas seeping through, and they have to find a way out. There's a trap for each of them in the house, and there is, at the end of the trap, is a antidote to the poison. In the middle of the room they're standing in when they start, there is a safe, and the combination to the safe is written on the back of their necks. Well, let's say it's in the back of your mind, which is the back of their necks. And to find the correct combination, you have to follow the color of the rainbow. So, Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Yeah. Surprised I remember that myself. So, and on the other side of this, there is Donnie Wahlberg, who plays Detective Eric Matthews. Fine! Not that Eric Matthews. Different Eric Matthews. His son is one of the people in this trap. And the police actually get John Kramer, or Jigsaw, they catch him in his workshop, and they have him there. And there's like SWAT and everything, and this, we get reintroduced to Detective Gary, who was in the first film, but we also introduced to Lieutenant Rigg, who will become a focus of Saw 2 or Saw 4. Carrie is somewhat of a focus in Saw 3, and Matthews is a focus in this one. And I don't think we're introduced to Hoffman until the third one. So, yeah. So, there's that. SWAT, and they're watching this stuff go down on a video monitor. And they're trying to track down where this, is coming from. Eventually they do. We'll get to that. So, this whole death house thing, this gas house, whatever, is, designed for them to get around, and there's a clue to their connection. And they're like, the connection is we've been in jail, because there's someone that's been in jail, and that's not a connection. The connection is there is a Detective Matthews. The kid is his son, and all the other people in there are criminals that have had evidence planted on them, so they went to jail, and it's Detective Matthews' fault that they went to jail. So, Detective Matthews is not a very good cop. I mean, he's a good cop, but he's a bad cop. He's a dirty cop, and they, the cops find this out, and they don't want, they're like, what happens when they find out? They're gonna go after the kid or whatever. So, let's see. In order, Gus is the first one to go. They say there's a key, and they say do not try to use this key on the door to this room. They do. There's a shotgun or a revolver attached to the door through the peephole, shoots Gus in the eye. He dead. Right? The next one to die is Albie. I forgot Albie. There's 8 of them. Which is weird because there's 8 Saw films right now. But there 8 of them. Albie is the next one to die. There is 2 antidotes in this oven. One is free. As a present to Albie for helping kidnap the others, which they don't really explain that. And out of, like, they try to connect some of the victims in other movies. Like, Gus is seen in the waiting room of Jill's waiting room of her hospital in one of the flashback sequences in another movie, as well as Allison, I think her name is, the Manuel Vagra's character is seen hitting on John in another one of the flashbacks. But I don't remember the other ones, like Javier or Albie or anyone else popping up unless I didn't pay attention. But there's the only 2 I remember seeing pop up in flashbacks. They're the only ones they can get back as a connection. Yeah. So Albie goes in, he pulls the first one down, and that's fine, but then he pulls the second one. The first one is a present to him for helping capture the others. And that's when the blonde chick, Beverly Mitchell's character, remembers that he had something to do with her abduction, which is never really explained other than he had something to do with their abduction. But the first one is a gift. The other one comes at a price. So he puts on the first one, and he goes to pull the second one. It closes the door, and the oven starts up. And, of course, he dies without any of the antidotes getting out. The question is, and it's even presented in the movie, like, how do you know you want to stick your... You know, you don't even know if that's what's in there. You're going to just stick yourself with it? It's a good question. But they get to another room. And in the room, there is another safe or something that has an antidote in it. To get to the antidote, they have to find a key inside of a pile of needles. They could be clean, they could be dirty, who knows. And Javier decides, I'm going to throw Amanda in there. So throw Amanda in there. She eventually gets the thing, the key or whatever, but he's not able to... He could have had it. He could have had it in there, but he drops it at the last second. And he picks it up. And then I think he blames it on Amanda. He's like, ah! Like, maybe she's a little faster, but he dropped it. He would have got it if he didn't drop it, you know? So there's another antidote that's wasted. I think the most, like what the hell kind of kill there is. So, they end up separating because they try to get out through downstairs. And earlier, this is before the whole Albie thing, I think. Albie, whatever. They try to get out. They try to use this. It's like a baseball bat with nails sticking out of it to break through. But there's a metal on the outside door. And there is where the key... There's a key that's dropped. Key to something. It's important later, I know it is. So Javier and Jonas go back to the room they started out in. And that's where Javier notices there's a number on the back of Gus's head. So he takes that bat with the nails and he smashes Jonas back of the head with it, killing him, and he gets his number as well. So he starts going on a spree to get the number so he can get that, antidote. And so he starts chasing after the others. Beverly Mitchell's character dies from the poison, which I've always found weird. Her character succumbs to the poison before everyone else does. But as far as I know, they're all exposed at the same time, right? They're all coughing and hacking and stuff. Well, how does she succumb to the poison before everyone else? Didn't they all die around the same time? If that's the case. I don't know. Maybe some people are more resilient. I don't know. But she dies in Amanda's arms. And just as they realize that there's a connection between Daniel and Detective Matthews. So now, Amanda and Daniel are on the run from Javier. And Allison, whatever her name is, Emmanuel Vargas' character, separated from the others after finding out the truth. She finds a room, and instead of reading instructions for the friggin' game, she just sticks her hands in there, and there's like blades. So now she's stuck, and she tries to pull out the syringe thing, and it's glued, so all the antidote comes out. So she got herself stuck in the freaking thing, and Javier comes in, and he looks at the number on the back of her neck, and then walks out. So I'm assuming she bled to death. Either she bled, whatever came first, she bled to death, or the poison got her. One of the two. We never see her again, so we know she's dead. So maybe she's not Allison. That's Carrie's first name. I don't know. So meanwhile, we have Detective Matthews is desperately trying to get location of his son, and Jigsaw says, "You sit right here, and you'll find your son in a safe location." A safe location. In a safe location. Safe, secure location. And he gets too impatient. And he finally loses it and tells John, "You're going to take me to where my son is." So he does. Just as they find out where the stuff's located. Where the signal's coming from. So Amanda and Daniel are being chased through this house. And they find out the key. There's a escape hatch underneath. There's a key. And the key is the one that Estes has in his pocket. Open it up. They go down to the basement. And they find themselves in the bathroom from the first one. You see Adam's dead body. You see Zepp's dead body. You see the foot left over from Dr. Gordon. And simultaneously, we see the other stuff going on. They find the SWAT finds the location, and they find that everything they've been watching is pre-recorded. Everything we've seen has already happened before this time. Before it was done, before they even walked through that door to bust Jigsaw, it was done. Over with. I won't, so it was all pre-recorded, it's taped, whatever. I gotta go back to the gas house story before I get to the thing. So, Javier catches up with them in the bathroom. Amanda's sitting there holding Daniel like he might have succumbed to the gas. And he's holding a knife. "I just need your number." And she's like, "How are you gonna get yours?" So he slices it off, and he's got it. Daniel comes up with the blade that the hacksaw that Dr. Gordon used, slits Javier's throat. He bleeds to death. We cut from there. We see Detective Matthews run down to the basement, into the bathroom looking for his son. He sees someone in a bathtub, and someone in a pig mask, like from the first one, injected him with something, making him pass out. This is where we find out the twist of the story. Amanda was in on it. That's right. Amanda was in on it. I'm kind of just going story for story here, but I want to tell this one. Amanda was in on it. It turns out she was Jigsaw's apprentice. His, I will say, first survivor, because he's not her only survivor, because supposedly Dr. Gordon at this point is a survivor, but her first survivor. So he became her apprentice and helped rig up the traps. And as we know, there's also another apprentice that we don't know about yet, but we will. But yeah, that she will take his place because he's dying of cancer. That's how we started this whole thing. Is he got cancer and then he tried to kill himself. It didn't work, so now he's trying to give people a reason to live. If they die, it's because they couldn't do the game right. You know, like it starts off. The first scene of this is Detective Matthews' informant having to use. He has this trap, this fly trap thing. It's like a Iron Maiden, but for your face. And there's a timer, and he's got to cut through his eye to get the key. But he can't bring himself to do it, so he dies. That's my whole point is that if you don't follow the rules, you will die. And they call him a murderer, they call him a serial killer, but really, it's your fault. If you don't follow the rules like you're supposed to, you will die. Yes, he has set it up so that will happen. All you have to do is follow the rules, and you will survive. And it's become, which one is it? 4 or 5 is a great example of you have to follow the rules and pay attention, and you'll be fine. We'll get to that one. But this one just, I don't really have a problem with this one. The twist is decent, of course. Speaking of follow the rules, we find out safe and secure location that Daniel's been in is the safe in the workshop the entire time. He was right fucking there the whole time. That was a good twist, too. But yeah, character in this movie, even Amanda, even though she's not bad, she's supposed to be a bad character. She was decent. The actress Shawnee Smith, she's great. I think all the actors were great. It's just that all the characters were shit, except for maybe Daniel and Amanda. Even though she's a villain, her character was actually trying to tell them, follow the rules. You have to follow the rules. Just like Zeb said, there are rules. It's a decent film. I think the first 3 or 4 of these are the ones I like the most. So for Saw 2, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Not as good as the first one, but 8 out of 10 for me. So what are your thoughts on Saw 2? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. See you in the next one.